Alright, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. So, my name is Farhan Fadila, and today I would like to present my research proposal entitled Exploring EFL for Students' Perception and Listening Motivation Using British Consolidated Conversation Audio as Autonomous Listening Activities at English Department, Wenke. Okay, so let's take a look for the background of the problem. So listening is actually a very important skill in EFL learning because it supports other skills like speaking and understanding, but many students recently are still focused more on getting the right answer than understanding how listening actually works. And also students often face problems like fast speech, different accent, and limited vocabulary. And so that's why many listening materials are not really authentic. Meanwhile, authentic materials are more natural, but can sometimes be challenging for learners. So here, students' perception and motivation strongly affect how they engage in independent listening, yet studies on using British Council audio for this purpose are still limited. Okay, so based on that background, there are several problems. And the first one is listening classes still focus too much on answer than how students understand spoken English. And then second one is many materials don't reflect real life conversation. And then students' perception of using British Council daily conversation audio are still unclear. And the last one is students' motivation to use British Council audio for independent listening has not been fully explored. So for the limitation of the study is limited to students in the English department who have completed basic listening, and it only focuses on the perception and motivation. Right, so based on that problems, there are two research questions. The first one is what are EFL for students' perception of the use of British Council daily conversation audio as autonomous listening activities at UNP. The second one is what are EFL for students' levels of listening motivation toward the use of British Council daily conversation as autonomous listening activities at UNP. It has research objectives as well. The first one is to describe students' perception of British Council audio. The second one is to determine students' levels of listening motivation, which are intrinsic and extrinsic. Okay, so this study has both theoretical significance and practical significance. For the theoretically, it helps. It contributes to the theories of students' perception and listening motivation in EFL. The second one, it also provides insight into autonomous learning through authentic digital listening materials. And for the practically, it can help students understand their motivation and learning. And then strategies for the teachers, it helps in selecting effective listening materials, and for the researchers, it serves as a references for future study. Okay, so the study is supported by several theories. First, technology acceptance model by or TAM by Davis, 1989, which talks about how perceived use and perceived usefulness, and the second one is self-determination theory by Ryan and Becci, 2009, which are intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation. And for the sporting theory, there are sporting theories like perception by King, 2017, authentic seating by Gilmore, 2007, then effectiveness by Richardson Rogers, 2001, and autonomous listening by Holland, 1981, and the last one is British Council platform by Adiansa and Sodik, 2024. Okay, so there are also some previous studies related to this research. For example, Rahmawati found that students have positive perception of British Council platform, and then Hombing and Ismail Hani 2025 reported that um, that platform is useful, engaging, and helping students improve their language skills. And the last one, and the third one is Gunawan et al. 2023 revealed that digital platforms support autonomous learning. And the last one is that Setiawan and Taiba 2025 showed that digital platforms can support autonomous learning by allowing students to access materials flexibly and manage their own learning process. So here's the conceptual framework. Okay, so this study uses a descriptive quantitative design, and the population is EFL students of English department EFBS1P who have completed basic listening class. And for example, is students who have practiced autonomous listening. This is also audio, and the instrument is we use questionnaire with a Likert scale. Okay, so for the data collection, there are several stages or steps. The first stage is preparation, which are permission and validation. And the second one, students do the listening activities using the website, and then the questionnaire is distributed via Google Form. And finally, the last stages is the data is collected for the analysis. Okay, for the techniques of data analysis, questionnaire responses will be coded and entered into Microsoft Excel, and the data will be analyzed by descriptive statistics like a frequency, percentage, mean, and standard deviation. Then the results will be interpreted descriptively based on the Likert scale categories. Alright, so that's all for my presentation. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.